the initiative. But I think, and Saturn is going to be trining your Saturn. It's a good time.
Oh, well, good.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, one more thing. I thought when I retired that I would be able to go back to work or to do something that I liked. Do you think that would be possible in the future?
I think as long as it's unusual and different from anything that you've done before and a little forward thinking, you might have to create the job.
Oh, that would be good if I had that energy level.
Well, you will.
Oh.
You will. It's getting better. You just have to take the first step. It's kind of like starting a new exercise program or something, Are you going to the sun where you're going?
No. As a matter of fact.
You're not?
No, it's more damp rather than sunny.
More damp?
No, so...
Oh, well, getting out and walking is very good, and air signs, need to be stimulated. Their blood needs to be moving.
That's where I have the problem. I just cannot walk at this point. And I've always been able to walk. I was strong as an ox, and now I just find myself totally incapacitated. I want it to come back, and it sounds good, so...
Well, start it, and do it gradually, and it will come back.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling, and have a nice trip wherever you're going. 13 before the hour, one open line at 241-1310. Shelley is watching on cable channel 12 in Mount Kisco. Date of birth, July 18th, 1966, 7/18/66. Good morning, Shelley. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Shelley. Did you have a particular question?
Yes, I do. I'm concerned about a relationship and, I guess, my career.
Okay, you have the sun in Cancer, as you know. You have the moon in Leo. Mercury in Leo, Venus in Gemini, Mars in Cancer. Okay, right now you have the sun, Mars, Jupiter in Cancer. There's a lot of Cancer in the chart, and as I was talking to someone earlier, there is this hard angle where your energy, particularly, one has to look at Mars always to see how one is manifesting their energy, and it's not, you're getting a lot. Everybody's fighting. There's a lot of resistance right now. The moon in Leo, are you a mother?
Yes, I am.
You should be working well with your children, though, kind of right now. It's like there's a bond there that they're giving you some joy. So even if the relationship, the outside world, do you work?
Yes, I do.
Your work, all of those things, there might be more conflict than you want. With the children, there should be some fun and stimulation. Did you ask me something in particular?
Just the relationship I'm involved in. Definitely is resisting going any further.
I don't think you're going to be able to see whether it's going to go any further until the sun moves on, which is, towards the end of the month. It's going to be a couple of weeks. You might initiate activity to find out, sort of ask very demanding questions around the new moon, which is the 17th. It's a solar eclipse. It's in the sign of Aries, and you I think will want to have some answers, but don't. It'll probably not happen exactly the way that you feel comfortable with until after the 19th, the 20th.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling, Mary Michele. You ready for another call? You want to take a break? Oh, good. Margie is in luck then. Margie is calling from Mount Kisco, watching on cable channel 12. Date of birth is September 8th, 1978. Margie, you're on with Mary Michele. Good morning.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Mary.
Hi there.
I just am concerned right now about my change in residence, my health, and my career.
Okay, September 8th, 78.
Right.
Okay, you have the sun in Virgo, as you know. You have the moon in Sagittarius. This is a hard angle. The moon in Sagittarius, it's very philosophic, but it's kind of fiery. It's not a great place for the moon, so sometimes your emotions, you don't give yourself enough space to relax. Your mind perhaps might work a little, you have a very strong mind. Mercury in Leo. This is fun, good for working with children. Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Libra. Did you ask me about your work?
Yes.
Yeah. you don't have quite as much energy right now as you would like to have. There is a window of opportunity here for the next 2 weeks. What kind of work do you do?
I have a part-time job.
Are you looking for full-time?
Well, I'm a student now. I'm like, during college and what I should major in, and after college, what career I should get into.
Well, with the moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Virgo, very simplistically, I'm not looking at the whole chart and so on, but, you are a good teacher. You're a good educator. You're someone that always enjoys the process of learning. You're very analytical. There is the possibility of working in a library, working with details, computers. You're very good with computers. Your mind is very, very strong. It will get in the way at times of your stomach. You have to be careful that you don't get too nervous. Your intestines and your internal nervous system is very active. So you're going to have to, throughout your life, find things that are going to calm the mind because you have an active one.
And for my change of residence?
Mutable signs, they move a lot. It's a good time to move. The sun in Virgo, the planet Jupiter is trining it. It's you should have luck wherever you move if you choose to.
And also, please, Mary, do you see anything about my health?
The health relates back to this idea of the nervous energy. You have to find ways to relax. Swimming, walking, going out and just contemplating the ocean, whatever. You have to find ways to relax and your health will be okay.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Margie, are you the Margie that I know?
No, I don't think I know you.
Okay, I think you go to Fox Lane?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think I do know you. That's okay. Complete confidentiality here. Have a good day.
Well, I don't know you, Margie.
No, that's no, it's that lovely senior class at Fox Lane, which is the smallest one I think they're graduating ever, but that's okay. Francis has been so nice waiting on line 4. By the way, we're going to take Francis and Jasmine and Tara, and that is it. So we're going to have to get through this real quick. Francis, date of birth 8/18/34. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And I would just like for you to tell me what in store this year. Also, I have something I'm trying to accomplish with my sister, trying to get her here from Oklahoma to here, a nursing home, and I'm just wondering how this is all going to work out.
You have a lot of planets in Leo, which is a lot of fun, and I'm sure you're very good at making people feel better. There's a sense of initiation and fun and childlike ability to see the fun and humor and lightness in things. The moon in Scorpio, sometimes with women that's tough. They don't want to hear you. You probably do better with men. I don't mean necessarily romantic relationships with men, just your ability to initiate action with them and for them to enjoy your creativity and so on. There is a harmonious angle between the moon and Mars in your chart. So, in terms of your sister and getting her to move here, it probably was more difficult before. It's been a little easier since the fall. Have you been trying to do this for some time with her?
Yes, sort of. Not transfer here, but I've been with her doing this, throughout, I guess, ever since June, working with her in different, trying to get her situated at her home and whatever. So now I'm trying something totally different.
Well, I really do think that you're going to have better luck than you've had in the past. You have to keep your spirits up because she's going to fight you. I have to go. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Ann is on line 3. We're going to get to these last 3 phone calls. Ann, 4225, listening on 1310 a.m. in Chappaqua. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Ann. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted a general reading, please.
All right. 225. No, wait. 2 what?
April 2nd, 1925.
April 2nd. Okay. The sun in Aries, the moon in Leo. That's a harmonious angle. Mercury in Taurus, Venus in Aries. Are you looking to initiate something new right now?
No, I just wondered if there were going to be any improvement in family relationships.
the way that you work with people, you're good at starting things, initiating action. You have a lot of planets in Aries. You also a lot of fire signs in general. That's the quality that people love and admire about you. The ability to integrate things and so on, it's probably best left to someone else to make that happen. Could you call back next week and, perhaps we can talk a little further about this?
Mary Michele, by the way. Mary is going to be with us Monday also,
yes,
so we'd
Monday.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
All right, Jasmine's calling from Bedford Corners, November 5th, 1973, watching on cable channel 12, next to the last caller.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
November 5th, 1973?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Pisces. That's a great, harmonious angle. You integrate your emotions well. You are quite, an emotional, you understand the nature of emotions and how important they are. It's part of what you need to learn. But you're good at it. Mercury in Scorpio. You're a good detective, Mercury, Sun in Scorpio.
Yeah.
They say Scorpios are the psychic detectives, And you're very good at that, and that's a nice quality. Mars in Aries, Jupiter in Aquarius. Is there...
Could you tell me a bit about money and travel?
Money?
Money, yes.
Okay. Venus and Sag. Okay. Saturn is going to be helping the way that you make money, but you're going to have to be very, very structured about it over the next couple of years. And you might not always have as much energy as you would like. But you are going to be able to think about ways to make money. And your internal energy will be working, but sometimes you might find it a little difficult to physically get yourself motivated. So you're going to have to work with that dynamic. It is probably good to spend as much time as you can relaxing and giving yourself some time to contemplate, because you might get a little tired. But you'll have the energy to think about it, about the kind of work that you need to do and what you're interested in.
What about travel, real quickly?
Pardon?
Travel.
Money's running out, and I just want to know, will I get money?
Yes. Money is about what you do. So if you enjoy what you do, and what I was saying about thinking about how you work with money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, last call now comes from Tara in Mayapack, watching on cable channel 12, date of birth 10/7/64. Tara, you're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Mary Michele.
Good morning, Tara.
I have a question for you. My husband and I are planning on buying a new house, and do you see anything in my chart pointing towards that, or something towards something new?
10, what was the day?
7.
7.
64.
64, yeah. Okay, you have the Sun in Libra, the Moon in Scorpio. You asked about travel?
Buying a new house.
Buying a new house.
Hmm?
At the new moon, you have to initiate this activity on the 17th.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, Mary Michele, you've had a busy day today. This I can tell.
My head is spinning, Mike.
Ooh. Well, guess what? We can spin it again Monday morning at 9:05. On Tuesday, we're going to have Sal Prezioso here. You have a good weekend. You've had a busy week.
Can we get back to the numbers on Monday, too?
We'll do that first thing Monday
Okay.
morning. You'll have to remind me, because my memory is pretty well shot, but that's all right. I want to thank everybody who called today. Thank you for watching on cable channel 12. If you're not able to watch it, you were listening on 1310 a.m. Mary Michele back Monday. I'm Mike Sarnoff. We'll see you again. Have a great holiday weekend. Hey, good morning and welcome to Meet the VIP. And today it's Mary Michele once again. This time we're going to talk lots of things. First of all, I got to congratulate you on your outfit today. There you are wearing your fishing boots. And I said, isn't Pisces the fisherman? And you said, yes. I said, you're not a Pisces. Then you said, well, I got Pisces in my chart. And I said, I should have known this thing, but that's all right.
Well, I do like to dress for the weather.
Well, you were very appropriate for this
So
today.
rhinestones and boots, right?
What? Rhinestones.
And
I thought they were real. Anyway, Mary Michele will take your calls at 241-1310 on astrology. Before we get to the phones, though, I want to talk about those numbers again. We started this last Thursday. We did 1 through 4 last Thursday. My magic number is 4, based on the formula given to me, and this is higher math, so it took me a while. But, we got as far as 4. Go through how people find out what their significant number is, and then if you could, let's go through all the numbers now before we get to the phones at 241-1310 to talk about it.
Okay, well, I think this is something that people probably do anyway. They add numbers up to figure out ways to win the lotto and that kind of thing. What you want to do with the science of numerology is you want to take the month of your birth, and you have to make it a number, right? So if you were born the 8th month, August, and you were born the 18th of the month, and you were born in 1960. So you take 8 of August, 18, which reduces to a 9. 1 and 8 is 9. And 1960, 1 and 9 of 19, that's a 10. And 6 is 16, which reduces to a 7. So you take the 7 and the 8 from the 8th month, because we can get rid of the 9. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So you take the 8 and the 7, and you add those together. That's 14, 15. Reduce it again, so it's a 6. So August 18, 1916 reduces to the number 6. So that's what you want to do. Now, what I wanted to say about the number 9 was any number that you add to 9 will reduce to the number that you've added to 9. So basically, whenever you see a 9 in numerology, if you're adding something up, you can disregard it because it doesn't have a value. It doesn't have a numerological value. So anyway, if you do this with your birthday and you look at the year, okay, so you take 1996 and you reduce 1996. 1 and 9 is 10. 9 and 6 is 15, which reduces to a 6. And the 10, so that's 16. So 1996 it reduces to a 7 universal year. Everybody will be under this vibration of the 7. Did you get that?
I was using my fingers here, and I literally was. Okay, you said 1996. Can we do a different one? Just for the heck of it. November 24th, 48. So here we are. 1/11 is the month of November.
Right.
So that comes out to 2. Mm-hmm. All right. 24, you add 2 and 4 comes out to 6.
Right.
1948 means 12, let's see, no. All right.
12, 4 and 8 is 12,
right.
And then 1 and 9. You have to do the 1 and 9.
So that's 10.
So that reduces to a 22.
22, so then that becomes
4. So you add the 2 and the 6 and the 4, so that's 10.
That's 12.
12. So you reduce that again. 1 and 2 is 3.
So okay.
Okay. You're always
I'm glad I don't have like December 25th. I'd be running out of fingers here.
Well, you can add it up any way you like. It will reduce to a single digit and the same single digit no matter how you add it up.
Okay.
So, don't worry about that part of it. And then what you want to do with this August 18th person, you want to add his number is a 6, this person, this fictitious person. You want to add the 6 to the 1996, so 6 and 7 is 12, 13. So this person is in a 4 year. So throughout the year, this person would be experiencing the vibration of 4, which is about work. It's about being based in matter, about being based in structure, understanding the material world and how the values of it and so on, which, normally in the spiritual world, people tend to think of this as being, not as important. But you really can't not deal with the body and the material world. I know that, a lot of people that work in this line of business, astrology, numerology, even psychiatry and areas of help, service, business, there's always a push-pull because you want to be of help to the person. And sometimes if they don't have the money, you think, well, I'll try and help them even though they don't have the money. But the point is you do have to think about yourself and take whatever money it is that you need. Money is important to all of us, and we live in the body, and we all have to eat. And, it's important to realize that the spiritual world does have material necessities. It can go to an extreme, like if they own too much real estate, if a church or, some other kind of religion gets too heavily into the financial end of things. Mike is sort of looking at me very skeptically.
I know you said that you could do a chart based on when a country comes into existence.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm thinking, let's take the church.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows exactly what day the church actually began? I mean, how can you come up? I mean, you could. All right, let's take. You could take Christ's birthday, which was December 25th.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I get confused because,
Well, the numbers, you see, what you want to think about, I mean, the simplistic thing with Christ's birthday, with December 25th, I would just look at the 2 and the 5. First of all, we have no idea when Christ was born. I think that, Christ was, they picked this particular day arbitrarily, but also because it related to the Earth's cycles. It goes back to the idea of the solstices and the equinoxes, which were things that happened to people people experienced all the time. So I think that the idea was that it was easier to give Christ a birthday that was part of the natural rhythm and flow of things. But anyway, the 25th is sort of a key thing to me because 2 and 5 reduces to a 7, and 7 is the number of spirituality. So it really makes a lot of sense that they would have picked, instead of normally the solstice is on the 22nd, 21st, 22nd. The 25th actually makes more sense for Christ because he was about bringing spirituality to a very large portion of the world. This number 7 is kind of an interesting number. When you think about the days of the week, there's 7 days in the week, and on the 7th day you rest. And the idea of resting, it's sort of an interesting conundrum. I was thinking about this over the weekend because really, what is a holiday? What is a vacation? Most of us, when we go on holiday or when we go on vacation, we sort of look for the idea of, having a good time and partying and dancing and so on. But the point is that you don't really rest when you go on that kind of a vacation. And I think oftentimes really what we need when we want to get away from our work is a period of introspection and rest. And the number 7 relates very strongly to this, that you have to take a look at yourself. And it doesn't mean that it has to be, totally serious. I think, sometimes there's a fear that, going to church or going to your particular religious belief that you might feel constrained. And I don't think it's about constraint. I think it's about finding a place where you feel peaceful and that you can allow yourself to truly rest. And that's what the number 7 is about. Well, shall I go back? The number 6.
Yeah.
The number 6 is the number of in today's language, we use the word karma with numerology. Of course, this was, relatively new to the Western mind, this idea of karma. But it's really, I think in Western thought, it would be likened to the idea of cause and effect. So 6 is the number where, whatever you sow, you will reap. Things come back to you, either bad or good, depending on how you've, worked things through with the number 6. The other associations for the number 6 are the arts. And usually in the arts are the things that give us all of these different kinds of perceptions. When you go to a museum or a concert or the theater or the movies, what you're doing is you're allowing your mind to go into someone else's perception, their understanding of life. And through this artistic process, you can grow. You can learn about things in a new way. You can expand. It can, also make you cry, but sometimes through the distress of, the cultural experience, you can grow as well. So it's about, dealing with the emotions and learning how to be more insightful about yourself, which is what we do when we go to the theater, the movies, even a sporting event. I think there's something very artistic in sports. Certainly when you watch someone, throw a ball, or when you watch the horses run at the racetrack, or when you, all the different things, ice hockey, the way that they move on the rink is very, very fast, and there's something very graceful, and you could almost say artistic about it, because they have this artistic control over the body. Dancers certainly are very, very fine athletes. They probably wouldn't like to be called athletes, and conversely, athletes wouldn't want to be called dancers. But the point is that they're both working very strongly with the body, and they're understanding the nature of how you have to have that kind of control, discipline. So much of it is just very, very, very hard work, but then you have to come to that moment where you trust the hard work that you've done and let go, and that's the creative moment, which is, true in the arts, true in sports.
I'm sitting here so confused.
Oh, Mike.
The reason I'm confused, if each of us has this basic number, now, if my math was correct, my number was the number 4, the base, like the pyramid, 4 sides to that, and whatever.
I'm glad you're bringing me back to it, Mike.
Well, no, here's why I'm confused.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going for the number 6, we go to the theater. Does that mean a 4 becomes a 6 that day?
That's where you have to understand all of the numbers. It's very much like in astrology. You have to understand all of the signs. People tend to focus on their sun sign, and they say, oh, well, I'm a Pisces, or I'm a Cancer, or I'm a Scorpio. But the point is that you have all of the signs in your chart. And it's rather like trying to understand, people from a different country or a different religion or people that do a different kind of work. If you can try to understand all the different signs, you're going to have a more enriching experience. Anyway, so yes, to answer your question is that you go through the cycle of all the numbers. There will be 2 numbers that stay with you. The number of your name, if you add up all of your name.
Huh? Wait a second. I had enough trouble with the numbers that I know. How do you add